Speaking of the draft, speaking of Bryce Young, since it's clear, or at least it's apparent, that it's going to be Bryce Young for the Panthers, things have moved to CJ Stroud. Would the Texans take CJ Stroud? Would the Texans take somebody else? What is CJ Stroud's level of commitment? This unfold
his what?
Level of commitment. So in the last 24 hours,
transfer?
No.
Play for like 8 high schools?
No, he did worse. He apparently stood up the royal family of football, the Mannings. So here's Brady Quinn on one of the various CBS podcasts that Will Brinson, our friend, hosts. And he just decides to drop this nugget of information while talking about CJ Stroud, and then proceeds to say, I would still take him second.
And then there's some other stuff about interviews. And maybe, for example, the Manning Passing Academy, I've been told that, he committed to it the night before, just kind of ghosted him, didn't show up. That's football royalty. And when you do that, that's going to kind of set off some alarms from people of like, hey, man, that's not how you conduct yourself, especially around the Manning family or just in general if you're going to be a franchise quarterback. So, look, I still view him as the second quarterback that should be taken in this draft class. He's the most accurate quarterback in this draft class. He showcased the athleticism and ability. Anytime I've been around the kid, he's been an upstanding young man who's grown and matured into the leader that I think NFL teams are looking for. So, some of that stuff. And as far as the system he plays and all the talent he plays around, he can't help that. He just can deliver the ball like he has and put up the numbers that he did. So I think he'll be the number 2 quarterback taken, but there is some talk right now, and maybe it's smoke screens, who knows, that maybe some other teams are saying, well, wait a second, if Richardson has a higher ceiling, maybe he makes more sense for us to take if we can't have a guy like Bryce Young that we feel more confident about in his processing and decision-making.
So there you go. There's Brady Quinn on a CBS Sports podcast hosted by Will Brinson. Ryan Clark of ESPN called Brady Quinn out, saying, you're just making stuff up, that CJ Stroud never committed to the Manning Passing Academy. That's been followed up by now I'm forgetting his name. He was with Washington, the draft pick.
Robert Griffin.
For some reason, I was blanking on the name. I don't know. I need coffee. So Robert Griffin III was on Twitter also saying, like, yeah, man, I've vetted this, called around, and he never committed to the Manning Passing Academy. So how can he ghost him if he never committed to going and everything else? And Ryan Clark also kind of batting back with Brady Quinn about, like, just because, why do we care what the Mannings think? Like the royal family of football, as Brady Quinn put it. Brady Quinn has been arguing back, saying, hey, you're taking me out of context. Listen to the rest of what I said about CJ Stroud and how I would take him, as the number 1 or as the number 2 guy. And they're like, yeah. Brady Quinn, this is where I'm editorializing here. Brady Quinn's missing the point. Cool that you said all those other things about CJ Stroud. You still said that he ghosted the Manning Academy, and there's been some questions about his level of commitment. So you can't be like, yeah, never mind what I said about the Manning Academy. I'd still take him, as though it absolves what you just said. So we finally got our controversy.
I was going to say, this is the stupid season.
Yes.
We finally hit some stupidity.
Finally hit it.
Because, yeah, if you didn't show out at the summer camp on air against no defense, well, clearly you're not committed. You're not eating tape in the offseason.
Well, what to me, low-key, is we've really, how you push back and you roll your eyes at all mentions of Michael Jordan.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Like, Dennis, yesterday you said you were watching the ESPN feed on the monitor, and it was like, this just in, through this poll, Michael Jordan considered the GOAT.
Yeah.
Right?
From 103 players or something like that.
Yeah, okay, that's what it was.
It was a poll of players.
A Twitter poll. I'm like, a poll of players. Okay, cool. Like, yes, another day where we get to hear about how Michael Jordan's the greatest of all time.
Thank goodness. We
need
never
the
would have
reminder.
known.
Well, I would actually, how you get annoyed about Jordan, I get annoyed about the Mannings. Everything the Mannings do apparently is gold. Everything the Mannings do is amazing. It's hilarious. Everybody has a good time, and they all laugh at what the Mannings have to say. And the way people tell the Manning story, they truly were the greatest quarterbacks of all time. We can completely dismiss Eli's entire career because, hey, man, he won 2 Super Bowls, and he did it against the Patriots. And, of course, with Peyton Manning, we completely dismiss all the times he came up short because, goodness he was a passenger on the Denver Broncos Super Bowl team.
This is an interesting one because normally you can figure out where information's coming from.
Yeah.
Like, do you really think the Mannings are hitting up Brady Quinn?
No.
I don't think they're good like that.
No, I don't think they're good like that.
So who is Brady Quinn like checking in on to get this information from?
Great question.
Whoever like the schedule coordinator is for the Manning camp. Like, Joe, why did you even put this on my radar? Because you just wanted to find the stupid part of the stupid season.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, this was the official start of the stupid season. I feel like it's been delayed. I really don't feel that this draft has been filled with any sort of stupidity.
Yeah.
Like we really lack.
The Dolphins haven't asked anybody if their mother was a prostitute.
There was no combine weirdness. I mean, it's kind of been a subdued draft lead up.
You're right. There's been a lot of football. A lot of footballing talk.
I don't want that.
Footballing talk.
Enough about frame. Enough about system.
Tests.
Enough about S2 cognitive test. Give me something completely out of nowhere and subjective that questions a man's integrity. That's what the draft is all about.
I need more hand-sized conversations.
Right? We had that with Kenny Pickett last year. We're not getting any of that.
I need more. Was he humble in the car he showed up in, or was he already concerned with his appearance in a fancy car?
Did he say he was going to be a brand?
Right.
And not just a
He
superstar.
wants to be an icon and entertainer. See, I can't get with that because he's clearly not focused on football.
Doesn't care about football enough. We only have football guys here now.
That's what I need in my draft coverage. So thanks to Brady Quinn for finally breaking the seal on that.